OK, forgive me, Tracy Ann, time is short. I've got to get to you guys at home. We've got a lot of calls. Let's take some of them.
OK, first we have Barbara on line 3.
Morning, Barbara.
Good morning, Matthew.
Thanks for giving us a tinkle. What would you like to say?
Well, my husband had Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Right.
And I nursed him for about 7 years. And I begged for help from the authorities. And it was not forthcoming. So he eventually went into hospital under another matter, but I flatly refused to have him home until somebody gave me some help. And he eventually went blind, and we did get some help. They transferred him into a home because technically I'd made him homeless. And that was the only way I could get any help.
What a traumatic way of going about business. You have to... Oh, I've never heard anything like it. So
and that was the worst thing I've ever had to do. And he died in 97.
And
I still feel guilty about it.
I was just about to ask, did that give you resolution, albeit...
No.
Not at all?
No. He did come home and we did get respite care and everything was put in place because I'd done that. But it still stays with me.
I just... Hard enough to cope, but to have some kind of sort of standoff with the authorities is extraordinary, Barbara. Thank you, and a sorry tale. Let's have another.
OK, we have Pauline next on line 2.
Pauline, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning.
My husband has been in hospital with dementia for 6 weeks, and everything John is saying about his wife applies to me. He knows me, he loves me, he wants to come home. The dilemma I am now facing after a big meeting with the consultant nurses and so forth, that I have to make a decision now that he needs 24 hours of care. We can't afford private care, and I just don't know where to go from here. I really don't. And my sons say, Mum, you can cope. I can't cope, Matthew. I'm 71 and my husband's 90 this year. And it's a terrible, terrible dilemma.
Is there anything, John, that you can help with your experience and your knowledge?
Well, you know, Pauline, I get on my soapbox here for Admiral nurses. These are specially trained mental health nurses who care for the carer, not the person with dementia, the carer, because you're the one that needs the help and the attention and the advice. There are a mere 75 of them in the country.
Is that all?
A mere 75, none in Scotland, none in Northern Ireland. And if I lived 1 mile away from where I live in London, I would not have had access to one. Where do you live, Pauline?
I live in Burnley, Lancashire.
Well, Burnley, Lancashire. I know there are Admiral nurses in Bolton. That's not that far away from you. You need to find out whether they are there. If they are not there, join my campaign, speak to your GP, speak to your MP. Let's get more Admiral nurses out there because they are the ones that are in it to help you, the carer, for the long haul, and you need them more than anyone.
I know I do. But, you see, people keep saying, oh, you can cope. My sons say you can cope. I can't cope. I've tried for 18 months, and that's why I had 2 lots of crisis team in at the time, in different times of the year, but I absolutely was at breaking point.
Yes.
I think you have to draw a line under it, and I don't think your son is being fair to you. I mean, if you're saying you can't cope, then he should listen.
Matthew, can I give you a bald fact?
Yeah.
It's normal, it's common for carers to die before the person they're caring for. That is a fact. We need to change that.
I mean, you hear quite a lot of shocking things in this business. I cannot believe that there are 75 nurses for this massive problem.
Yeah, just 75. Have a look at a new website we've established, admiralnurseacademy.org, which, would you believe, has been named in honour of my bunny. Have a look at the website. You will find out where they are, where they're available, whether you have access to one, what they do, how they can help, how you can become one.
OK. Just because I'm away, because, Pauline, we're going to put that information on our website as well, so I don't know whether you all can get there. Hopefully your son could. All the information is there, and I'll be checking it out. I can't get over that.
Yes, true. Yeah.
That's appalling. Appalling. Thank you, Pauline. I'm told we have to draw a line under it. We've got to move on, which is a shame because there's loads of you left on the line. I suspect all with similar stories, actually.
We're all going to get old, and we put a lot of emphasis on looking after our children, but we don't have enough dignity. And as a society, we're all going to get old.
71-year-old.
We need to address that.
Right.